Hey, Dr. Aziz here, and today I'm excited to keep this going and share another powerful method with you that's going to help you to continue to build your confidence. And really, it's about shifting those two things that we talked about earlier, right? Your self-esteem and your social skills. And you're going to learn more about how to do that as well. First, I want to start by saying thank you for all the comments. I love the enthusiasm and excitement that people have, the questions that people are bringing. I'm incredibly excited about this new program because I think it has a powerful potential to really transform your life. I mean, this thing has come from working with people day in and day out and seeing what's being effective, condensing it down, and putting it together in this program. And this whole one is a brand new version of what was out there before, and I added maybe about 80% new stuff to make it even more effective on like what helps people shift their self-esteem and what helps people develop their social skills. And the amazing thing about this is when you shift your self-esteem and when you shift your social skills, your entire life transforms. And that's not meant to sound dramatic, it's just true. Because think about this, if you don't like yourself, if you don't think much of yourself, what effect does that have on your relationships, on your dating life, and your friendships, on your career, your ability to earn money and grow and professionally? Right? If you can't speak confidently to people, you can't look people in the eye, you can't have conversations with people, how does that limit you in your life? And on the flip side of that is when you have that self-esteem, when you like who you are, when you know that you're awesome, and you know your strengths, and you can really take those in, and then you're able to talk to people comfortably and confidently, have conversations, enter into groups, all that stuff. What opens up for you in your life? What's possible for you? What do you want with that confidence? Do you want to be able to meet someone, meet friends, create the friend groups that you want? Do you want to be able to meet the woman or man that you're interested in your life? Do you want to be able to be more effective in your company, be in a leadership position? All that stuff requires those two things, doesn't it? Self-esteem and social skills. And that's why it's so exciting, because when you get these things, your life just starts to expand and magnify and you take on new things. So I'm incredibly excited about that. I've personally seen that in my own life, my own story of going from a place of stuck in shyness, not being able to talk to people, not being able to talk to a camera like this, not being able to talk to strangers on the phone and find ways to help them and confidently share my ideas. God, that was the furthest thing from what was possible for me. But step by step, I was able to develop it. And that's why I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, yes, anyone can do this if they learn the right things and apply it in their lives. And that's what you learned in the last video, was about the repetition that's needed to develop a skill. And that's just practicing something again and again and again and again. And breaking through those fears that say, don't do it, don't try, it's not going to work out. Look, that's just you trying to stay in the comfort zone. And now you know that you just got to go out there and step by step repeat it and do it. And today I want to share with you a really exciting approach that I call the experimentation method. And I do this with all my clients. And we've been seeing phenomenal results with it. So I'm very excited to share this with you in today's video. So what is the experimentation method? The experimentation method is you have to approach this whole thing, building social skills, building confidence, like a scientist. And so what you want to do is, any good scientist has a hypothesis, don't they? And a hypothesis is just a fancy word for a prediction, a guess about what's going to happen in the world in the future. So, for example, let's say you want to go talk differently to people at work. When you come, the example I talked about last video, guy comes in, goes to his cubicle, sits down, doesn't talk to anyone, but he feels that he's limiting himself in his work life. Or he sits down in meetings and all of a sudden he doesn't share much, or they all go out to dinner afterwards and he's really quiet. And he's really limiting himself because he wants to be in a leadership position, but he can't. Right? So let's just say that is a scenario. Now he's a scientist and he wants to be more free, wants to build his skill of confidence and start talking to people. So he comes up with a little experiment. I'm going to, instead of walking to my cubicle at work, I'm going to greet 3 people on the way into my office. Like, hey, Tina, how's it going? Whatever. Now he's got a prediction in his mind. We all do. We are amazing fortune tellers. No, let me. We're we're addicted to fortune telling. We're actually pretty bad at it. Have you ever noticed that? Like, this is going to go this way. That's never going to work out. And then it does. And you're like, wow, my predictions are pretty off. But it doesn't stop us from doing it all the time. So what we have to do is we have to figure out what is the prediction. And of course, his prediction, and yours might be as well, is people are going to say, why is he talking to me, first of all? Secondly, if they want to have a conversation with me, then I'm going to mess it up and it's going to go real badly. So that was his second prediction. Now, with hypotheses like that, do you think he's going to be excited to go walk into his office and try it being differently? No, probably not. So we want to come up with some other tests, but regardless of what your hypothesis is, great, test it. Test it. That's what a scientist does. He says, I think that's going to fall from the second story of the building and hit the ground in 1.8 seconds. Okay, great. So what's he got to do? Is he, if by looking at it up and down and measuring it and all that stuff, is that really going to give him the information, the data that he needs? Is it really going to do anything? No, not until he does what? That's right, tests it. So he's got to go to the top of the building, and he's got to take his little timer out, and he's got to drop it, and when it hits the ground, he's got to press the timer and say, oh, it was 2.5 seconds. I was way off, right? So now, or maybe he says, well, it was 1.8 seconds, right? Whatever it is, he's got a result now. He's tested it out. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to see, what is my hypothesis? Oh, it's not, and usually if we're scared, if we're nervous, we're lacking confidence, the hypothesis is it's going to go terribly. But guess what? You just got to test it out. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when I walk down the street and say hi to 5 people. Let's see what happens when I chat with those people at work. Let's see what happens if I speak up more in a group setting. Let's see what happens. And then study it, see what happens. And we're so scared of oh my God, terrible things are going to happen, but we never actually test it to find out, A, most of the time bad things don't happen. B, if something bad does happen, we can deal with it. Someone gets upset with you, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. And that's it. And of course, though, there's that voracious inner critic, right? That's the thing. It's like, oh, you suck. You shouldn't have said that. That was awkward. You replay it again and again and again. And look, that has nothing to do with the outside world. They are not thinking that about you. If afterwards you're like, they think I'm an idiot. They think I'm a loser. Oh my God, that was so awkward. They think this. They think that. You got to break that habit. They don't think that. You think that. They don't care. They don't care about you that much. And I hate to break it to you, but people aren't thinking about you that much. How often people are walking, I remember that guy at work today, he tried to talk to me. That guy, I'm going to think about that my whole drive home. What's going on with that guy? Why was he trying to be all friendly with me? Right? Who's doing that? And if someone is doing that, they got some serious problems. So forget about them. It's not them, it's you. It's you in your own mind. And that's why, the confidence code goes way deeper than I can in this short video about there's a whole module, there's 3 modules on self-esteem, on how to break the habit of self-attack, change that, do optimal self-coaching so you really get on your own side no matter what situation you're in. Break the habit of replaying things again and again. And you can start to become on your own side, and then it becomes a lot easier to test it. Because imagine this, if you're on your own side and you have that self-esteem, instead of what if it was just an experiment? So the scientist that says it's going to take, 1.8 seconds to hit the ground, if it hits the ground in 1.9 seconds or 2.2 seconds, does he say or she say, I'm an idiot. What's wrong with me? How could I have thought that it was 1.9 seconds? I'm such a stupid fool. No, they say, that's interesting. That's not what my calculations predicted. Right? And you can do the same thing. So if it doesn't go the way you want it to, first of all, check if you're just distorting the hell out of it. Because I used to do that for years. You say, hey, how's it going? They're like, hi. And you leave like, oh, that was so awkward. And it wasn't awkward. Your mind's just messing with you. But let's say it really goes, before you try to go talk to that woman and she's like, ugh, right? You study it. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I did that same way of approaching someone five times to 5 different women, would I still get the same result? Okay. And if not, maybe it's just like the odds, right? Maybe 3 out of 5 are going to respond positively, or 2 out of 5. So now I know I need to approach 5 to get 2 friendly conversations. Maybe if you get 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10, it's always negative. Maybe you got to study your approach a little bit. Maybe walking up and saying, what's up, baby? You want some of this? Maybe you want to change your approach a little bit to something a little more effective, right? So it's not you, it's just the way you're approaching someone, the way you're starting that conversation. It's just the skill that you can learn and shift. And that's what's so exciting about this. And if you want to go, if this has been helpful for you, if you're learning some stuff right now and saying, oh my God, I can't, that's right, I am not approaching these things. I can do this like an experiment. And there's a sense of excitement or possibility, then you're in the right place. Because in 2 days, I'm going to be doing a pre-release for my program, the Confidence Code 2.0, the brand new version. And it's just for you, just for the people that have been with me on this little journey here that are on my private list, the people that I know are really committed to shifting this. I want to give you an opportunity to get this program before the rest of the world, before the general public can get it, and at a much greater price, a much better discount. So in 2 days, I'm going to be opening up the pre-release for that. It's going to be available for just a short period of time, and you can get that and just jump into this stuff, because trust me, when you really take control, when you really invest in yourself in this program and say, you know what, I'm not going to believe these myths anymore. I know I can shift this. It's just a matter of applying myself. And then I give you the tools on exactly what to do, how to build that self-esteem, and how to create those social skills. And we go deep, whether it's how to start conversations, your body language, what to say to yourself in your mind, how to start conversations, how to keep them going, how to make them interesting, how to never run out of things to say, how to join into groups, how to deal with that limbo where you're like not sure what group to go to, and you feel like you're on the outside of all groups, how to be the center of attention in groups. I mean, all that stuff, nuts and bolts, is in that program. So you have all the tools, and then you can just apply it. So when you're ready to break out of that story that says you're stuck, look, you're not stuck. Make 2015 your year. And I'm so excited to be with you on that journey. So stay tuned. In 2 days, you're going to learn about how to get that program in the pre-release, and I'll talk to you then. And before that, though, please click below, leave your comments, share what you're learning, share insights you're having, share some experiments that you want to run, share what your hypotheses are, ask questions, just join in the discussion, because I've been really excited about the response I've been getting, and I want to keep that going and keep you seeing that you can shift this. Because that's ultimately, there's one thing I want you to get from these conversations we're having. You're not stuck. You can shift this. And this is not some dream or hype or hyperbole. This is true. This is real. And I've seen this in myself and then in thousands of people that I've had the opportunity and the privilege of working with and helping with, directly or through my groups or through my programs. So I look forward to hearing about your shifts. So stay tuned for that. Leave your comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.